So when I told my dad, like, Papa, Shawn and I want a very simple wedding. Like, don't need all the gatecrash, all that. Then his eyes widened.
Come out of the socket,
Yeah,
right?
like really like,
掉出来了。
I really watch GG. I like panic, I stress eh.
A lot of people have told me before that actually the wedding planning part, right, sucks.
Yeah.
It is the worst phase ever, and it might trigger a lot of emotions that to the point that you might want to split up, you know?
My hot take, right, is that wedding planning is overly romanticized.
Oh my god. I cannot deal with it.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Hot Pot, where we hop into different transitions in life. I'm Q.
I'm Joey.
I'm Nick, and joining us today on the couch is none other than Xenia.
Hi everyone, I'm Xenia. I'm an actress, content creator, dog mom, wife to be, and many more to come.
Wow. Homeowner?
Yeah, soon this year.
To be
Hey yo.
Mrs. Tia.
Sounds so weird.
Is it weird when you hear
Yeah,
it?
it sounds so weird.
And today we're going to be talking about what comes after Will You Marry Me? From getting engaged to planning for the big day, we're going to be sharing the reality of wedding planning, common challenges faced by couples, and tips on how you can navigate this very stressful day.
How long have you guys been in your relationships?
5 years together, married for 8 months.
Oh, actually quite recent.
Then before that, engaged for 1 year.
December, 8 years that we've known each other, and then 2 years married like a week ago.
Wow, congrats!
How long you engaged?
3 days. Wait, what? Yeah. So we planned already to do the ceremony in the US. So we had to book like the town hall.
But he haven't proposed yet.
Yeah, he didn't propose. Fun fact, right? I had to help him expedite the ring shipping.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so then he proposed like I think 2 days before we actually signed the papers. So I posted the engagement thing. 2 days later, it's I'm married.
Xenia, how long have you been engaged?
Good question.
No, your date how long? Your date how long? Then your
We
engaged. how long?
did for a year plus. And then he proposed. And then I said yes. So we are together for about 3 year-ish. So
you
quick
have-
math, 2 year plus.
You have been engaged longer than you were dating.
Yeah. But I feel very lost also. I think when he proposed to me, it was quite a surprise. Like, we didn't talk about anything. So I think the only thing I could confirm that we talked about was our feelings. It was more like, do you still feel the same way about me when we first did? And then he said yes. And then for me, I think we both knew we were in it for the long run. And you know how you can tell whether it's like a true surprise or not?
Yeah.
Is when halfway through the proposal, I also knew down. I don't know how I even ended
Yeah,
up there.
I remember that video. Then
Blank.
you're like, no.
Yeah, I was like, I scared. Then after he was like, don't say you scared. Later, I also scared. So the whole video is just like ridiculous. Halfway, I'm kneeling down. So I think that's why after the proposal, we also wasn't in a rush to move things forward because everything happened so quickly.
So you need to process a bit lah.
Yeah,
Enjoy,
just celebrate
engage
a
life,
bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
If y'all didn't know, right, Xenia's engagement TikTok like
When
wow,
viral.
小 viral.
Yeah, really
大
viral.
viral.
Yeah. For you, was just a surprise.
No, I think so. I proposed in Iceland. I think she knew that I was going to propose on that trip, but then she don't know where.
Mine was somewhere in Wales. So I think he wanted to hike up to the peak. But due to poor planning, it started raining also. Then we missed the last train, like supposed to be a very scenic ride. Then I saw him, then he just looked so sad. So I thought he really wanted to hike. He was like really sad. Yeah, and then it was raining really badly. So we just like walk a bit in the rain. And I think he saw like this mini bridge and like it's just a water body, like a small water body. And he figured out like, okay lah, we should just do it here. But the one thing I realized, right, is I'm an extrovert. So I always thought like my dream proposal would have all my family and friends. But I think after that proposal, if it is going to be like a surprise, I think it's best to do just the both of you. I felt like, wow, thank God it was just the both of us, because if there were other people around, I might feel a bit like in a rush to process.
And the
Like
need
what
to
I was
entertain also.
Yeah, and the need to
Thanks
like,
for
yes, I
coming,
do.
thanks for coming, yeah.
That kind.
But do you feel that like women's intuition is damn spot on when it comes to knowing that you're gonna get proposed to?
I guess I'm a man then.
You didn't know
No, I really didn't know.
Is it because the guy is always nervous, like right before the
No,
proposal?
I think cause like in Singapore, right, it's a lot more predictable. Cause ours was like, oh, we're gonna move in together already. Then like traditional,
timing.
like need to propose and at least be engaged before we move in, that kind of thing. Then the other thing is, I don't know about you, but I find like calling like Jess my fiance a bit weird. I feel like when I tell people, oh, this is my fiance, then like I feel like I oversharing a bit.
What do you mean?
Like
You must
it's like,
overshare.
you are, oh, this is my girlfriend, or this is my wife.
Right.
Okay. But then like, oh, this is my fiance.
Or like a bit like you're trying to like flex, is it?
Yeah, I feel like the other party will feel obliged to, oh, congrats.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah.
When's the wedding?
Yeah, but I don't need
Syllables.
yeah.
Did y'all feel like the weeks after was just going back to normal, or even maybe stressed out because you have to start planning for a wedding?
I think we got argue, like the wedding planning. Because she like want to faster get things done, right? But then I'm just like, I'm very busy with work. Yeah. But after a while, then resolve lah. Then the other thing also was that because like, okay, so you so stressed and kanchong, right? Then whatever you want to do, you do first. But then she said, no, like planning together is supposed to be enjoyable.
Yeah.
But I'm like, but I don't agree.
Why?
What do you mean?
Not every aspect of wedding planning needs to be enjoyable, ma.
Fair. You need to make a lot of tough decisions.
Yeah, the important thing is that I enjoy the wedding. But the planning is like, someone just needs to do it.
No, but maybe she wants you to be more involved. Like her love
Engaged.
language is like, yeah, do it together. Then you have like, the
Team spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't find the...
Wait, so when she's settling one thing, do you settle another?
Yeah lah, we got settle like different things lah. And then when like got crisis, then I will be I'll be
solver.
mobilized.
Actually, I'm the same as you. I'm a procrastinator. Because right now we are planning for our wedding and we are doing our home reno at the same time. I don't know, something sort happened to us. So I don't know why we need to do both in the same year. So, like, I think when it comes to this, it shows even more. When like you need things to move forward, but I'm not replying, I'm not giving them the things that they need. Not say quarrel, but I think he really sat me down and had like a very serious discussion. So he said this rule. He said, whenever we need to settle anything, if you're not doing any urgent work and I ask you, can we do this now? The answer must always be yes, please.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It's so childish, right? But actually,
Has it been working?
yeah, it has been working.
And it's respectful.
Yeah, so sometimes you want to play FIFA, then I'll be like, oh, you never say yes.
Oh, you make it into a joke lah.
Yeah.
I can imagine that would be helpful. Because there were a lot of times where like, Jess wants to like do something, right? But then I just settled down to like not do anything.
Then for Joey, as in you had a small wedding, right?
Okay, I realized the thing that you need to fight off, right, is the parents and the expectations of the grandparents and your family, because the wedding is not really for you. The wedding is for your family members. And sometimes the in-laws and they don't agree. So I wanted to eradicate any possibility of that. So we got married overseas and I said, no one is invited. Nobody come. I will live stream it.
What was your wedding?
So we just went to the courthouse where like people chop passport, everything. They have a little like set up like tower. You know when they say they get married in Vegas? It's really like a place to get married. So there was a lady who officiated the wedding. We live streamed it. Went to eat pancakes. Then we went to a petting zoo to like see cows and whatever.
Yeah.
And then at night, they were like, okay, fine, let's have a nice dinner. We went to an Asian restaurant, so it was nice. I just wanted it to be everything that we like, not everyone likes. If you don't like it, you don't come. It's celebration of our marriage and our union, not like for you to feel happy. And thankfully, in their culture, it's not ang pao lah. So it's not like I'm doing it for your ang pao, right?
Yeah.
In Singapore, it was a little bit different. So we did like 3 different weddings. One was a mum side, one was a dad side, and one was my friend's. So both mums and dad side, we just booked a very small like private dining area in like a restaurant. And then we just had it. To us, it was stupid to spend so much money on something that appeases other people. Because for us, our priorities just really did not lie there. We'd rather use that money on the honeymoon or for the future and buy a house, you know. So we just had very simple lunches and dinners. And our friend one, it was also super chill. We got like the ice cream uncle you know, like the
the
ice cream
station,
uncle,
yeah,
a
truck.
tattoo station. There was a PlayStation at Billards. Like it was just very chill,
Yeah.
and everyone was happy because I told my mom, "This is your wedding." Then my dad said, "I was like, this is your wedding celebration. My friends want, y'all don't touch."
What is a dream wedding for you, Xenia?
My current wedding is definitely not my dream wedding.
Aiyo.
Yeah. No lah, but it's I think we did try to go to an unconventional place. But I think when I walked in, I was just like, I am really not a good planner. I can't imagine pulling this off. I think in the end, we just went with something that was good looking, it was decent, and it's got a lot of perks of parking coupons.
Important.
Food,
Yeah.
everything is like prepared for you.
Got
you know?
sweet to stay for the
Yeah.
night.
Package lah,
Next
package
morning
is
got
fine.
breakfast.
Yeah, correct. Like don't need to think so much, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, like people already prepare that package for you. You just be there, can already. When we wanted to have our wedding, we both thought our parents were very chill. Except that Shawn was right, I was wrong. Yeah, so like one day I wanted to, initiate the conversation with my parents. And I was very confident that they'll be fine because I have 2 elder brothers. So when I told my dad, like, Papa, Shawn and I want a very simple wedding. Like, don't need all the gatecrash, all that. Then his eyes widen. You know when somebody's eye wide more than the pupil? Like, wow.
Come out of the socket,
Yeah,
right?
like really like
掉出来了。
I really watch GG. I like panic, I stress I was very glad that Shawn wasn't there because I think just me and my parents, maybe they can speak more freely also. Yeah, so then I was just like, oh no lah, we just wanted a simple wedding. And then, okay, that was also the moment I realized like what we want, right, is because we don't really know the reason behind all the customs and tradition. Context, Shawn and I are renting a house together. So we are sort of staying together really lah. But he wants me to come the night before and he wants to comb my hair.
Oh.
Then the gatecrash is not just about all the fun and the sabotaging. It symbolizes Shawn coming over to my parents' house, asking for permission to take me away.
Oh.
Yeah, that was the respect that he wanted lah.
Oh.
Right.
Which
Okay.
he explained until like that. And then
How to say no,
Yeah, then I was
right?
like, okay lah, it's quite sweet.
Do
Then-
lor.
yeah. Then after that, I test water a bit more lah. I was like, then the 过大礼 all that need or not? Then he went like, 当然要啦. Then the eye white again. Then I was like, wee.
Are you scared of your dad?
I think when he like that a bit. I think when talking about the 过大礼, he didn't ask for much. He just wants the basic. And then his reason behind it, wow, this one, how to say no, I tell you. He said, when you pass me the cake, I will have to use that to pray to your grandma and tell her that like, hey, Nana is going to get married. Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm very close to my grandma. And in my head, I was like, oh my God, how can I forget that?
Yeah.
So then I was like, okay. So I went back. Then I talked to Shawn. Then Shawn was like, okay lah. The reasons are like, he's not asking.
no
Yeah, correct.
also.
He's not asking for like a lot. Also, he just wants like the basic respect, which we definitely can give lah.
Because in Chinese tradition or Asian tradition, it's like, I'm giving you my daughter. Like, she's gonna continue your name.
Yeah.
So you better make it worth my while because like I made her the woman she is today. I'm giving my family to your family and use your family name to continue the legacy. So it's very different for like females and like sons getting married.
Yeah. So it's funny, right? You don't really know all these things
Until- yeah.
yeah. And what's even funnier is like we don't really know the traditions very well. So Shawn told my aunt, oh, Xenia's parents need to give me money, right? Just like
No,
my
right?
aunt was like,
No,
She's the
nah.
dowry.
Yeah, it's
the
the
other-
dowry.
I think that one is India, not Singapore.
India.
Then he was like, oh, cause I googled. Then it's like, Google wrong place.
Country.
Gosh.
I was quite lucky. Like Jess' parents, super. Like my in-laws, very
Chill.
very chill. Hey, you your dream wedding
At the gym.
at the gym.
When I was younger, I always thought that I'll have a big wedding with like, 200, 300 guests. Invite all my friends from primary, secondary school. But then now I realize, actually, I just want it small. And I don't think I want a banquet wedding. It's a bit like what Xenia mentioned. It's the typical Singaporean wedding, which I don't really like. I quite like your style, which is like go overseas and then like celebrate with close friends and family. Wow, I would not want to do Gatecrash.
Actually, Gatecrash quite fun.
吃那个辣椒
but if your father's eye white more than the black part,
I think my father not as scary as your father, but he also will speak Hokkien.
okay.
But I will tell him, this is my wedding.
Like no means no.
Yeah, I think we would be able to meet in the middle, but they would think that my relatives should all be there.
What if your future husband, like, he more particular?
Example, which
He said, I love Gatecrash. I
Love Gatecrash,
I
love
really want to
banquet.
eat the bitter gourd.
Yeah.
shut up.
Then it's not Gatecrashing anymore. If
I
you want to eat.
really want to eat the chili padi and the bitter gourd, and
Wasabi.
yeah, I really want to give all your 姐妹 ang pao.
Wow, damn gross.
Oh my god, get out cancel the
I would
wedding,
not
it's
call
over.
my bridesmaids 姐妹, okay?
Yeah, I really want to have a huge banquet and like wake up at 3 a.m. and then march in 2 times.
I also want to march in 2 times.
okay.
Like, I want to wear multiple dresses. But when it comes to the Gatecrash, right, I think I wouldn't date someone who wants that so desperately though.
That's your number one criteria. So she go on a date. She's like, do you like Gatecrash?
You like?
It's like, oh, nice to meet you. Bye.
Yeah, I like. Oh, yeah.
Next time my dating app, no Gatecrash.
Yeah, no gate.
No. Why do y'all think that parents tend to take control of their children's wedding?
I think it's a face thing. I feel like they need to be able to answer to their friends or relatives when people ask. Like
Ask what?
how come the wedding they do like that?
With everybody's excitement, sometimes it becomes a bit too
Stressful,
forward.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
it's like, no, I tell you, you must do this. Like they just
Yeah.
want to participate.
And they're
I
trying to
guess.
help lah.
Yeah,
It's their
correct,
version of
correct.
helping.
Yeah.
Then actually, Joey, for you, right? Like, how was that whole process? Cause like, Charlie know how to 过大礼 or not?
Yeah, so I also don't know how to 过大礼. I was like, okay, minimal. We had the peanut biscuit and all that. Must salty, one sweet, one something.
What is this?
I don't know.
I don't know, but
don't
you
know also.
pack this thing, then you give to the people. So it's still part of the 过大礼 thing. So I ordered the bags on Taobao, and my mom was in charge of buying the peanut snacks. And we went to my grandparents' house to do it. And in doing it, I realized this is way more than just, I need to give peanuts to your family members that I don't even see. It was really like my mom took care of me, knowing that this day would come. And this is her way of like sending you off. And as we were doing it, I realized it was another bonding activity because we're not very close. And when else will we have this moment to like be at my grandparents' house for a long period of time planning and like packing, you know? They really want to go through this rite of passage with you and send you off because they invested in you, like to make you the woman you are today. I feel like we've slowly lost that cultural importance like in our generation because to us it's like whatever.
Hassle.
Yeah, but once we understand from their perspective, right, then you're like, okay lah. So really the
Yeah.
way your dad said it, I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
god,
Yeah.
I also want to like for him, yeah.
So actually, I think it also depends a lot on like where is it coming from. If it's like a face thing, right? Then
Yeah, then
sometimes
maybe
it's
I'll
a bit
feel
like,
a bit like,
yeah,
sian.
why am I doing this?
Yeah.
But when there's like this sort of deeper meaning and you realize that that generation truly believes in it, right? Then it becomes less of a hassle lah, or you see it as less of a
Yeah.
hassle.
What are other conflicts that you guys would face with your partners when planning a wedding?
I think the other thing is money, right? That's quite
budget.
common. Yeah. I mean, for me, we never had that issue because it's like,
Because you rich.
She said what we were thinking. She said what
no,
Your
as in,
house really very nice. And you have 2 weddings, gross.
no, as in, question part.
Okay, Xenia, go first.
Faster.
Yeah.
Would you rather have a guaranteed good night's sleep every night or a burst of energy whenever you need it? Good night's sleep every night.
What is one survival skill you would like to be extremely good at? Bracket, example, making a fire, building a tent. I think I would like to be able to build a hut
The saliva.
with a Swiss Army knife.
Wow. You got watch those videos like 2 men building a
Yes,
house?
I love
Yeah,
that
yeah,
on
yeah,
TikTok,
yeah.
right? And YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Do you shower facing in, bracket the wall, or out?
Or you face the
Yeah.
shower or away, right?
Of course, face the shower lah.
Yeah.
Faces
Same.
outside.
But when you
shower.
need to wash your back, then you need to face away what?
No, I will just do this.
Take one step forward only, what?
I'm not moving. What is one highlight you had in your past week? Charlie and I had we finished Hell's Kitchen, and then like now when I fry the chicken, right, Charlie was like, "Are you frying it good enough for Gordon?"
Oh wow.
No, I had to put it in microwave, the middle cold.
I feel like we've been doing quite well for now. But once again, because we set a lot of rules in place, we will help each other out when it comes to facing our parents. My parents believe in the 八字 because they ask us a lot of times already. So, 你们去算那个八字了吗? Have you all went to do the 八字 and get your wedding date? And then Shawn and I, we were just like, So like, I feel like I'm quite in the middle because Shawn doesn't believe in 八字. He's a Christian. In the end, I decided to go with Shawn. Also because we were quite last minute. You know, in Singapore,
You book wedding 1 year.
1 year
Yeah.
plus in advance. We booked this year. So we don't have much dates to choose. So imagine the 师傅 tell us, oh, you can only choose this, which is not available.
No need to get married.
Yeah. And some more, I feel like I'm someone, if I don't listen to it, I won't believe in it. But once you tell me something,
Then you keep
and I
thinking
can't
about
get
it.
the date, then I'll feel like, oh no, you see now we quarrel because we never take the date, that kind. Yeah. So I think what we did is we always team up. So we said, okay, once we go up, right, we just tell them, oh, we are going to do it at this hotel. Yay, wow, very nice, show picture. Woo, so nice. Distraction. Yeah, so we went out, we did the same thing, except my mom asked, oh, 那个师傅 tell you one. Then I was like, ooh, but guess who stepped out and helped us?
Your dad.
Yeah! He just told my mom, yeah, Shawn is Christian. He don't believe in this kind of thing one. 不要紧的啦, never mind.
Wow.
Yeah. Then Shawn and I just look at my dad. Then that moment is like,
Did you really cry?
no lah. I was
deep
just
down
like,
you-
wow. Then my dad had this like halo.
He picked his battles.
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
Quarterly must do, Gatecrash must do.
Yeah.
But the date, never mind, I give it to you.
What about your invitation list?
Oh.
Is that something that you guys will fight about? Because I can imagine how, sometimes you just need to fit the right amount of people in that space, but there are filler slots also. Let's be real, I've been a filler slot
Aiyo.
before, You can sense one. You're not very close to this person, then like, very
And the invite is very close to the
one
day.
month before the wedding day, you invite me, I'm like, I'm not going. I'm not going.
One thing that I think we faced was like a lot of last minute addition. Like already say, I'm not going to invite a lot of people, then suddenly like almost finalized already, right? Then, cousin so and so can add in or not? Or this person can add in or not? Then already then like 2 weeks before our wedding, they busy, they cannot come. I've also like heard stories of like how your parents also have to go and manage the family politics. Maybe like I'm closer to this cousin, and then there is another like cousin that I'm not super close to, but it's the same generation one.
Yeah.
So I cannot just invite this one, then don't invite that one. But in my mind, I'm like, I like this person, what? But this person I like never see for like 10 years already. Why must invite? But for them, they like, if I don't invite, then later like the auntie like not happy and like that kind of thing lah.
I think it also happens in friend groups. So for example, you have a group of 8 or 10 people, but some people are just like acquaintances.
Yeah.
But you feel the need to invite everyone because like you guys always hang out as a group, right?
Yeah.
Inevitably, right, the non-invite can serve as a very clear line drawn.
Yeah.
End the friendship. It could be a sign that's like,
You will end the acquaintanceship.
yeah, it might burn a bridge. You just have to accept that. The way we invited the people were, if they invite me and I don't want to go, then I won't invite them. If they don't invite me and I am not offended, then I also won't invite them. Yeah, that was, you cannot invite everybody lah.
That's a good gauge though.
People that take offense to not being invited to a wedding, it's a bit petty lah.
Same. I'm glad that I'm having my wedding at this age. Yeah, because I think if I were to have one 5 years ago, like I would be too much of a people pleaser.
Yeah.
I'll be very scared that like people will be angry at me or like my friends like upset, that kind. Yeah, but I think now I'm more like, no, like I want you. You don't need lah. It's okay.
Yeah.
Currently, we are still doing the table arrangement. So,
You must be prepared to have your heart broken.
really?
Why?
When people will bail last minute.
Oh,
Then they're not your friends.
Yeah.
Okay, like if bail last minute, like I had a friend who was
Emergency
stuck,
lah.
work, but she still transferred an
Oh, yeah,
angpao
yeah,
over,
yeah.
and then I'm like, okay lah, like you didn't have to, you know, but there's some people who just be like, hey, sorry, I'm just not feeling well. Like,
Yeah.
then I'm like, okay.
It's
I have
okay,
had-
but
I had people like they just no show on the day itself. Then like my like brother party text like, oh hello, are you coming for the wedding?
forgot.
Then they just never reply. And then got another one, and this was for like the overseas wedding, so supposed to be like the close friend one.
Yeah.
Then they bail also. Yeah.
I feel like as of now we are just struggling with how to sit everybody in a table of 10 harmoniously. Right now we have settled the family part, and then I sent my dad, and he was just like, oh no, this person should sit here, this person should sit there. Then we do again, draft 2. Then my brother was like, then where you sitting? So I put everybody 10 nice. Shawn and I. But we forgot. Then both of us just like, then we took a break for 1 week. We didn't want to do it.
Oh my god.
Shawn was like, how about we just stand lah, the whole wedding?
I mean,
It's so difficult, you know.
to be fair, they
You're
can just
rarely
add the
seated.
chair because you are barely seated
Yeah.
and barely eating. And okay, so now right, there is increasingly a trend of having like micro weddings. Weddings where you have less than 50 guests.
50 is very little
Yeah.
Okay, just my dad's side 62.
Wait, you're close to 62
Yeah,
relatives.
we all go kukop together every year.
Hey, kukup, wow.
What is the kukup?
Yeah.
Kukup is the very Malaysian,
Yeah.
very uncle thing
Go
to do.
there every day, eat, sleep, mahjong, sleep. Kuko is
Bus,
like a
bus.
big chalet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
how many bus?
Some of them drive also lah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot. The whole Tuas checkpoint is your
Oh my god,
family.
Zina and I had the same childhood.
Yeah. Just
Go
big
kukuk.
family and all close. It's
Yeah.
like you really want them.
It's like
to
kampung
come to your
vibes.
wedding.
Oh, so nice
But ang pao lah, they got 62
okay.
ang pao lah.
Oh yeah.
But I think micro weddings are more popular these days because I feel like our generation care more about our boundaries and not feeling the need to please others.
I had a micro wedding and then non-micro banquet
Yeah.
wedding, right? The smaller wedding that was overseas, we really enjoyed. Like until like today, right? Like 30 years of existence, that's the best day of my life. It was very fun to really like get to connect on a deeper level with all of your friends lah. Cause as adults, you don't see like a lot of them as often as you used to. Some of them are secondary school friends and things like that. So that wedding process, I feel like really helped to deepen like those friendships or like, reignite a lot of those friendships. Then the banquet wedding, right, it was a complete blur. Like I wake up at like 3 o'clock, right? Then suddenly like pop, then it's like 10 p.m.
You looked a bit sad lah that day.
Yeah, I was exhausted and like I didn't eat the food, so they had to, and I think apparently it's like quite a standard practice because the hotel coordinator was like super like experienced about it. Okay, you won't be able to eat, so I'm going to put this in a warmer for you later. We send to your room. So I think that's also why a lot of people are leaning more towards like micro
They just want to
weddings.
enjoy the day.
Yeah, that was my
exactly.
biggest fear, that like I will be seeing everything at a glance from the stage and not have any interactions with my guests when they are there for like my husband and I, you know what I mean? So I didn't want it to be like the only time I say hi to you for the photo op and then that's it.
Just now, I think you guys mentioned about budget and finances, right? So reports show that an average wedding in Singapore has an average cost of around 30,000 to 50,000.
What is it? What does it sound? Where are you getting that money from? I so funny you say that, right? Because I forgot how much we spent.
Yeah.
So I went to my sheets. Okay, guess. Okay,
Okay,
guess.
let's play a game.
Play
We have
game.
3, right?
Guess guess how much our friend's wedding was, because that was the only one I paid for. We booked an event space and then had like an ice cream uncle, tattoo person, like got
8K.
games, toys.
6.5. She looks so proud. Confirm lower than us.
Yeah.
Lower than
Oh, really low? Cannot be
She's like,
lower.
2,500.
I'm like, okay.
7K.
7.5. You're
Oh,
all very
wow.
close.
Not bad, ah.
Yeah, so 30. That's why, like, I heard people say 20, 30. I'm like, there's no
30
way.
very good already. You know?
Yeah.
There's no way.
Every year the wedding event kit, right? Like, and this is a sales tactic, because my wedding was in October, right? So we booked it October the year before.
Yeah.
Then the salespeople will tell me, next month, November, we're going to start using 2023 price already.
Oh
So then they
my.
pressure you to like faster
Lock it in, lock it in.
Yeah. And then the other one was next year GST increase. So you better lock in the price now.
Yeah, and it's a big purchase. So wow,
So the
it's
GST, the
significant.
1%
You
quite kick
feel it.
also.
You feel it.
Was it hard to park money aside for that?
I think the thing is, right, like it's quite a unhealthy culture in Singapore where there is like this unspoken expectation amongst a lot of people, right, that like never mind lah, I just host the banquet cause like ang pao will cover. But the way that like Jess and I saw it was that like I invite you cause like I want you there for my wedding. So if you cover, great. If you don't cover, it's okay. Cause like ultimately the people that I have at my wedding are the people that like I trust that they will want the best for us. But then, you know, you don't know what sort of personal circumstances people are going through and things like that. So I went to check recently because I attended a wedding
It's very
recently.
high.
It's like nearly $300 for like to cover one seat there.
Yeah.
That's nuts eh.
Yeah.
There was 1 week I attended 3 weddings. 1K gone. Take my money.
Yeah, so I feel like this whole industry really there's something fundamentally wrong lah. But then again, the package really not bad lah. Like because after that you got a lot of hotel points. And
You which salesperson from which hotel?
got credit card miles.
much
Yeah. So we strategize when it comes
Yeah.
to like paying.
I every month go to the hotel to tap like 5 cards eh.
So when it comes to like payments, right, do you usually split 50-50 with your partner?
I think there's no fixed rule lah. But for like Jess and I was like I paid for everything. But then the ang pao, then I just keep lor. Then if it covers, it covers. If it doesn't cover, it's money I don't mind spending.
I mean, for us at the time, Charlie was still on his student visa, so he couldn't work. So I paid for everything first, and then we just agreed that when the ang pao money came, we pay me back first, then the rest we split lah.
I'm 50-50, but I've heard of friends who, so there's a significant gap in how much they earn, right? So they do by percentage. Yeah, which is quite cool
Yeah.
also. Yeah.
I think that's fair.
How can couples prepare for the wedding without going through too much conflict? Are there sources out there that can help you? For example, Telegram chats.
Jess was inside this Telegram chat. Then I remember that like I was having quite an unpleasant experience with a very non-responsive like our Singapore wedding, the hotel coordinator. Very responsive until I put deposit. Then after that, not responsive already. Then got people like bitching about her in the Telegram chat. Anybody deal with so and so from this hotel, struggling to get a hold of them. Then got a few people reply like, yeah, she's like that. And this group chat got like thousands of people inside.
Oh, this one like Glassdoor, but then
Yeah, so but it ended up being very useful because like aside from the bitching and like therapeutic feeling of like, oh, this is a shared experience.
Yeah.
There were a lot of people like letting go second-hand things also because they use once only like props, decoration and things like that.
how about y'all?
We are just not planners. So we got a wedding planner. And that has been super helpful. So I think when we started planning the wedding, it gets to you when the goal is so big and so far away. And you don't have like little milestones to plot yourself. And that's what a wedding planner does
Yeah.
for you. Yeah. So which to us it doesn't feel like, oh my god, I need to plan for a wedding. It's more like, okay, I just need to sign this. Then next week I need to do this.
Because I'm a planner, and I know Charlie's not a planner, so it was just the fact of like communicating that. I'd be like, okay, I know you are not gonna plan, so whatever I tell you to do, you just do. Okay, then done. Anytime I felt like I was doing something I didn't want to do, then we would have to talk about it and be like, is this necessary? Because it's causing more grief. Or be like, can you go and text this person? Just say this is this. Yeah. And delegating friends. Like, that is really one thing that I really felt like I don't want to burden my friends, but I also realized that they were more than willing and they wanted to be a part of this day with me. I don't like making use of people. So I just kept feeling like I was. But it was little tasks that my friends were like, oh my god, I really want to do this. So, okay, simple things like that I don't need to be there for. Pick up the donuts. Like, we didn't have a cake. We just built like a Krispy Kreme tower. Excel sheet saved my life. All the tabs of expenses and like timeline, everything was on the Excel sheet. I made it shared. So I just told Charlie, whatever, you don't ask me. You just look at the Excel sheet.
Just refer.
Correct, just refer.
Yeah.
But do you feel like he wasn't as involved and that could potentially make you feel a little bit upset?
It was a bit unique because it was mostly my friends. Like, he didn't want to get his friends to fly also. He was like, he's so chill that he's like, I don't want my friends here. I'm like, oh, okay. Then technically, why is he planning for a wedding that none of his friends are going to be there for? So, you know?
I think it's very normal for couples to feel like I'm doing more than you. Both of you, right? You all have different strengths. Yeah. So for example, okay, Shawn is actually also not good at the paperwork stuff, but he does that. Then for me, then I'll go and do like the rest of the things. Then don't think that the other party is not doing something. And plus with work and like you're just tired, like mentally exhausted. So it's super easy to be like super short fuse, especially when you're settling so many things, right, then your house is also messy.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah,
like, oh my god.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Especially if you had a rough day also.
Yeah.
Since you're talking about that, right? What do you do when negative emotions arise? Because a lot of people have told me before that actually the wedding planning part, right, sucks.
Yeah.
It is the worst phase ever, and it might trigger a lot of emotions that to the point that you might want to split up, you know?
Oh, okay, split up a bit.
Okay, that
but-
one extreme, but
But
Yeah.
my hot take, right, is that wedding planning is overly romanticized. It's a process that is being put on a pedestal, right? That like, oh, it's so romantic. Like we are planning for our big day. We need to enjoy this process. We need to do it together. We both need to be like equally involved and things like that. But to me, it's like you need to separate that wedding planning and the wedding. Wedding I will enjoy and like that was like best day of my life. But then the planning, there's no need for it as long as it gets done.
I feel like for me, I learned to keep quiet first. Because sometimes when I'm short fused, I can be a bit sarcastic.
Oh.
Like
And it
how?
doesn't help.
Example?
That time was very late. Then I think when he saw like the house was so messy, he just like, oh, like you never clear the pee pad. Then like the pee stain is like from Tuesday or something like there. Then I was just like, I should have kept my mouth shut. But I went for it and it was not great.
What you say?
No, I just say, you think I'm very free at the whole day, I don't need to work. Yeah. And then I just say the pee stain was still wet. How can it be from Tuesday? Then I just like, I'm not a housewife, like, babe. I'm like many things. Yeah. So he was communicating like what he's expecting, but he's not getting. Like maybe that's not his intention of saying like you never do anything. But I think that day I was just like, I worked the whole day. I was like really, really tired. I think couples who usually quarrel until damn bad until they split up, right, is really because they really have underlying issues. And this amplifies when you are like super tired. You have so many things to do. Your working styles are different. Yeah, so that arises lah.
Actually, right, the wedding planning can really bring out a side of your partner that you've never seen before. Like if she's a bridezilla and you realize, oh my god, I cannot deal with this. You know what I mean? Because like there's some people who don't mind it. They're like, okay, great, she's taking charge of it. She wants it that way. Good for her, she knows what she wants. But if you're very chill and you don't care and someone is so uptight and like needs it to be this way or the highway, then you're like, I cannot do this for the rest of my life.
But at the same time, I feel like, okay, so if for example, the bride is a bridezilla, or the bride is a certain way, like that can be quite difficult to deal with. Then as your partner, right, I should already know all of these things about you. And I should already know what is the best way for me to complement your behavior during this process. So it cannot just be like the guy putting the blame like, oh yeah, she's crazy. Yeah. You need to, I mean, you are a team, so you need to be able to go in there and like help to like navigate the crazy. Yeah.
Listen up, guys. Green flag, But I feel like another reason why couples end up having this like friction is because all their conversations revolve around the things that they are not happy about. Like every time they sit down in bed, right, when y'all can talk about your day, the good things, you only talk about, have you contacted this person? Have you replied this person or not? Like every conversation
It's a
revolves
chore
around
lah.
the wedding or the planning. Then they forget to celebrate like the actual relationship.
So based on your personal experiences, right, what is one takeaway that you can share with our audience?
Mine very practical. You must max out the miles. Like
Oh,
really.
痛.
I put it out there. I have redeemed like 5 business class tickets from my wedding miles
Wow.
alone.
Help me! Be open to listen to both your parents and your partner first before you make a decision.
I think it's very easy to lose sight of the true purpose of the event, which is to celebrate the union of you and your partner. And once you make decisions that you or your partner feel uncomfortable with, that is like a sign that maybe you need to take a step back and reevaluate. Because you should never make a decision like truly based on other people and then you sacrifice your happiness for that day. You want to look back on that day and have happy memories. So after all that we've said, I think it's important to remember that every couple is different. We all come from different circumstances and all have very different expectations too. It's very easy to see something online and be like, I want that now. As long as that day truly celebrates who you and your partner are, I think that's all that matters. And everything that we say is our opinion and it's purely anecdotal. So take what you will from it. Whatever works, you take. Whatever doesn't work, which is what makes it. Then don't need to take. Except the mouse part, that one take.
That one quite useful.
Take a lot.
Thank you for joining us on The Hot Pot. You can also listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Me Listen.
And subscribe to our channel if you haven't already.
And if you have any interesting wedding planning stories as well, let us know in the comments down below.
And thank you so much to our beautiful guest, Xenia.
Yay!
We're so excited to see your wedding videos and photos.
Wow, stress.
Is it your dress is going to be the hot cheeky lace kind?
How you know?
Wow.
And we'll see you on the next episode.
My Australia one was a micro wedding. Consider or not?
Yeah. Yours is definitely micro, but I think that sounded so.
Hey!
Definitely mine.
I did not mean what I said that way.
Very rude.